just one of the many churches in this town. This is a little fish pond. Oh, we see some right tiny fish in there. We're actually kind of on the ramparts of one of the churches that I showed you this morning from when we were having us breakfast. And this looks out all out over the river. And then over there is where we were yesterday. So that's at the side of the brewery where those people are there, is where we were stood yesterday. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning now. It's still a bit hazy, but the sun is coming through in parts.
Just come into church here, and they're doing it up. Yeah, there's a bit of scaffolding in here. Right up to sort of ceiling at church. They're doing the whole thing up. You can see people right up there. Absolutely amazing.
Driving on towards Mikulov, and we've got two things. We've gone from corn now to sunflowers, but they're all, I don't know if they've deliberately burnt them off, I don't know if that's what they do. Field upon field of them. And then we go over, we're getting into the wine growing region. Last night we had a bottle of the local wine, which sort of reminded us of the red wine we used to drink when we went to Paris in our early 20s, you know, the stuff out of the plastic bottles. It weren't rough, but you wouldn't probably have been served it in a restaurant in England. But it had all the tasting notes with it, and they're obviously very proud of it. It was about £2 a bottle. There's all these little Skodas that keep overtaking us. Just arrived in Mikulov. It's just about 1 o'clock. Tourist information's not opened yet. It looks very impressive. Got all that lot up on hillside up there, which we know you can get good views from. There's one castle, or chateau, whatever it is, down there. It's a hotel. And for example, that hotel does a set lunch for £1.50, which is soup and pork risotto. That's entrance to another sort of chateau or castle through there. It's also the wine time because it's October. They've just literally saw lorries full of grapes this morning, and all new wines are out. Through there, just go have a quick look at the castle. Columns are in every town. They're the plague, oops, the plague column.
Right, what are you having there?
Right. A latte is 33, a cappuccino is 24. So I decided I'm having a cappuccino because it's smaller. No, it's cheaper. Peter says that a double cappuccino is only 7 extra. So I decided to have a double, which takes us to the same price as a latte.
But I also told Janice that a double cappuccino isn't double the size, it's actually double the strength, and she didn't believe me.
It is, it's horrible, it's too strong.
Look,
so
look at that for a cappuccino.
Extra milk, which comes in a milk jug the size of a thimble. and then you get charged extra for extra milk. Might as well have had a bloody latte.
So does that mean you're a tightwad? What did you say?
Yeah, tack.
It isn't tacky here, is it? It's anal. Hey.
Yes, darling.
Is it better?
Actually, it's slightly better. It's about 5 crowns better. We're up at Mikulov Castle now, and that other castle on that hill that we're looking at now is where we're going to be probably going sort of more sunset time. This is Mikulov, and over at distance is Austria. We actually, by mistake, took a wrong turn and ended up at border. Literally. That's the border there. But we didn't go through it because it were wrong way. We've just had an ice cream and it was 12p. I had grapefruit and Peter had mandarin. The castle is so big, you can't get a particular photograph of it. It's like, it's massive. We don't know what this is yet, we're just going to go and look at it, this black pole. Watch this thin thread here. And you get these beautiful red leaves. And then go back down to the bottom. You see how many threads you've got there? There's only about 5 or 6. And watch this. All that is from them 5 little threads going down there. I'm pulling on that. It's absolutely stuck to the wall, is that. God knows how it does it. On closer inspection we've discovered these little beetles. There's thousands of them. Because there's about 6 just in there. It's just taking the camera a while to adjust. And isn't it funny how that same colour as plant? And then you've got a ladybird. Where's my ladybird gone? It must attract red insects.
Just walked up to the top of one of the bigger hills round here. We might even be going up to that one later on. Gives you a right good view of the town, this. Janice has found herself a little hole. Hello.
This is us in our pension in Mikulov. Peter's just checking out the weather because the sun's actually come out. And you get your breakfast brought to you. And for both of us, for the night, I think it was £23 including breakfast. And they give you complimentary a present from the vineyard. Because we are stopping on a vineyard. Me and Peter have just come to Valtice. It's only 10 kilometres from where we were last night. And we just nearly... Well, we were astounded because we looked at it, we said, we've been here before. We actually came here on the bike. I think we'd taken a wrong turn in. And we said, look at this place in a town you've never heard of. You know, who the hell comes here? And... here we are again. We're sure it's the same place. Apparently, although this looks fantastic from the outside, it was totally plundered during the Second World War, and there's absolutely hardly anything inside. But what they've done, they've converted this wing here, the whole of this left wing, west wing, into a hotel, and we've decided that we're going to stop there tonight. It's about £30 bed and breakfast. Certainly looks impressive, doesn't it? This is that's That's the hotel there. Looking from where we came. So Valtice. I keep doing my S's and C's and Z's and all that wrong. We're thinking we might do a wine tasting later in the day and buy a bottle or two. Inside like the first courtyard. Come right through now to the back. And one of the things about Czech, they actually, you know, they don't charge you unless you're doing a guided tour of the house. Like you can do a tour, and I'm not sure if it'll be English speaking tour for an hour. They still let you wander around through courtyards and through gardens and everything. There's no sort of snobbery about it, or you know, big gates saying unless you've paid you can't come in. Going from Valtice to Lednice, which is a 7-kilometre absolutely straight road that apparently is lined the whole way with elm trees. So this must be it. Strange thing going on here. This is a lake, and you can see there's not a lot of water in it, and you've got nets across there. And then what's happening is these blocks here, all in a line, are banging bottom of the boats and slapping water with big sticks. And we think they're literally scaring fish and draining water out, so all fish are going to end up down the road. They've got some big tanks and they're selling them. It's like, look, he keeps whacking water with that big stick. Yeah. They've all gathered up in a circle now and they've got the nets in the middle.
Still a lot of fish.
And this is where they're putting it all down here. All this lot is weighing scales. So obviously going to have some for sale.
Fairly small.
Yeah, they're starting to pull these nets in now.
I see him jumping about now.
Oh, yeah. Now that the whole of the net is between these 4 boats, they keep passing nets on and each boat drops out.
Fish now. Oh, God, they're pretty massive. There's some really big fish in there.
Big lorries come down here now, and all men in the gear drinking beer as usual, and it's got down to 2 boats. They're lowering that big net in now. Watch this. My God.
What a big fish in there.
Yeah. Where it ends up. Little lad just walked in front.
That's so
Them things is like, okay. Chop a bit off. Right,
What sort do you think it is? Pike or what?
carp.
Carp?
Yeah.
Is it alright? This is the castle of Lednice. Highly ornate. That noise in the background is because they're cutting the grass. I'll show you some detail on it. This is down one at the sides. And you've got this massive greenhouse thing. Some great big park. Spotted this lovely bright tree. Lovely weather today. It's that really nice sort of autumn day when all leaves are falling off and it's beautiful colours, but it's nice and sunny and blue sky as well.
Warm, isn't it?
It's nice, yeah. And if it's like this tomorrow, I'm putting my skirt on. We're still in the grounds of the Lednice Palace, and this is the highest minaret outside of Asia, which outside of the Muslim world, which the family built apparently to piss the neighbours off, to alienate themselves from the villagers or something like that. It's got 8 rooms downstairs and 3 stories. 1, 2, 3, and guess what we're going to do? Climb to the top. We're at the top of the minaret and Peter's still inside because he hasn't dared come outside yet. Because when you get outside it's like this. You just have a narrow walkway, so you can literally look down onto roof at first story. Phew, it's bloody warm. Those are the Carpathian Mountains. This is going north. You've got this massive lake. The lake zigzags round and round and round like this, zigzag, zigzag, right up to the chateau at the end. You can actually go by boat the whole way. You can either sail yourself. I don't know if you can actually see chateau at the end because it's pretty hazy. Or they've got like this little touristy boat thing that goes round. This is going west. There's a big school park here at the moment. That's where we've walked. We walked all the way around there. Walked quite a way. I've got my pedometer on and we've done about 8,000 steps, whatever that is. That church spire there is the church spire in our village. When we had a cup of coffee this morning, that's where we were. So that's the village that we're going to be sleeping in tonight. And it's exactly 7 kilometres on that straight road where we passed those fishermen. He's popped out. He's got his nerve.
I'm not going to be popping for long, I don't think.
And that's us cheering in the background. Excuse me, I've just got a tickle in my throat. I'm not sure how this is coming out because, like I say, it's quite hazy. Excuse me. We're going down the centre at minaret. I can't say it. Minaret. Nobody walk. Well, there's one person walking up because I can hear him. 60 metres high it is. My fossils are steaming up. I'm that warm. Not quite sure what that is down in the bottom of the wall, but oh, can't keep it still. Yeah. Around the back of the chateau now. We've just got back from that walk from Minaret. Quite knackered. Like Peter says, all those deer on wall have all got real antlers. Nice windows as well. Show you how far we came from that minaret. We're just going to drive now into our hotel car park, just to show you how posh we are. The sun's in the wrong direction, but I can't control that. Whoa. Peter said he'd like me to come up here on my motorbike. There's a gallery of wine in there, which we might be going in later for an official tasting. And there's a cafe and some statues for us. There's a wine press. We're in the centre of Valtice. I do have trouble with that. We've just been for a wine tasting. Absolutely beautiful buildings, and these places are so clean. I mean, we've seen a little bit of graffiti, but not much. And to say it's what, 6th of October, and I'm here at 5 o'clock at tea time in a sleeveless t-shirt. That's where we had a cup of coffee this morning. Massive cappuccino for, I don't know, 60-70 pence. It's like, I don't think they know how to do small buildings, they only do big buildings. We've just come for a drink, and Peter of course has got a pint of beer. We've just had 7 tastings of wine, and I've got a cup of tea, and every time you get a cup of tea you have to order one of these because they don't drink tea with milk, they drink tea with lemon. This costs £3. We've just worked out if we went to the supermarket and bought a packet of 10 that I'll easily use them by the time holiday's over. This is a classy joint that Peter brought me to, which we like these sort of places. Full of local people drinking. No, I do, I like outdoor bars. I like these places, I love them. I'm coming back. As it's approaching Halloween, we've been seeing pumpkins everywhere, but we've not seen this many. Watch this. Look at that. We're just driving on and like, bloody hell, look at all them pumpkins and everything, I don't like it. Thousands of them. Friday and we're in Komeriz. We've just spent an hour going around the gardens, which are described in the book as unruly. We've been looking at deer, squirrels, baboons, birds, ornamental chickens, ornamental, some pigeons, that's it. We're just going to go up into town now. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon and it's still warm. But we sat and had a coffee there earlier. Well, we didn't have coffee actually, we had beer and cake. From there, that leads down to the park where we were earlier. And this is the Archbishop's Palace. And then, I'm just laughing at Peter because he's got hold of his bread and his tomatoes and his nectarines. This goes up, I have to be careful where I stand. This goes up the other side. And then that looks out to the square. 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. Peter, what have you got in your hand? An empty bottle. We're preparing for the weekend because last weekend everything shuts up at 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. This is Berchak, which is the new wine. That's £1 a litre. This is what it looks like inside. The big vats of beer. Oh, it's gone. A little taste of white wine. I'll let you do that. Well, I can't video myself. I did one as well. I won't take you, I promise. More. Lady don't want. I think she's got a mad hairstyle, so she don't want videoing today. There's much confusion in that shop. We have not come out with Berchak, we've come out with a litre of red wine. But anyway.
It cost £1 for a litre.
This is our pension, where we stayed last night. And we ate, I mean we're in Czech Republic and it's a pizzeria, but that's our car. And this is the street where we're living. It's another sunny day. And we're off now to a castle. Just seen this very strange house. Can't tell whether it's just being built or whether it's being renovated or what, but that roof is quite rustic. Look at that. We're just on our way up. We're going uphill and it's getting a bit nippier as we go through sort of forest. Only 11:30 in the morning. Came in here for a cup of morning coffee. Ended up with Peter getting a big plate of liver with mustard and potato cakes. And I've got goulash and potato cakes. And we've just been discussing how the Spaniards would hate it in Czech Republic because everything happens so early. The Spaniards do everything so late. It takes you about a week to get into it. We've been coming down this road now for what seems like an eternity, looking for a castle. It's nearly 2 o'clock and the castle closes at 4, and it's a 1-hour tour, so we're not sure if we're going to make it. It's a very, very pretty drive. It just seems to be a never-ending drive. We've arrived, we've got here, there it is. Oh hey, not sure how we're going to get up there. If we have to walk up or drive up. They're going to go on a tour of the castle, but you're not allowed to use videos or cameras inside, so this is just the courtyard outside. And there's a couple here, like-minded couple with a thermos flask, drinking a cup of tea. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this castle. Begins with a P. It's got J's and S's and N's in it. This is like the gift shop part of it, but everything's pristine, you know, everything's clean. They're all out doing the gardening, sweeping up all the time, cleaning things all the time. St Peter in cafes in Halifax, you know, all the tables are all dirty, and here everything is clean. This is entrance up to the castle. We've done this tour now and it was very nice inside. It were all decorated with apples and pumpkins and flowers. They must have spent an absolute fortune on flower arranging. This is the first bit you go through when you're walking up. And they don't want you cycling up there apparently. There's funny little old-fashioned signs. That new wine that they like. There's a bloke up there who's got a little tent with all wine and that inside it. Well, he's blocking my view now, but they definitely like the booze round here. You wouldn't get this at a castle in England, would you? Look at that.
Yeah.
Eh?
You don't get this sort of stuff around castles in England. Selling wine and all sorts of stuff. Pop a little barbecue going over there. Janice with her trying, actually managed to talk her into trying some. God, it was a struggle.
Just said to Peter, is she making a documentary? I like this. It's much better than the proper wine. My phone's ringing, I'll just...